Hello, good morning, all. Welcome to today's online class session. Today, we are going to discuss on essay writing. This is for second year guys, third semester. So, you have been writing essays right from the beginning when you have started your career as a student. And this task is not going to leave you until unless you settle down in your life. So that is why it is mandatory to everyone to know perfectly about essay writing. And now look at the definition of the essay. An essay is perhaps the most common form of writing that a student encounters during their academic life and later in the process of securing employment. This is what I have told you just now, that this task is not going to leave you until unless you settle down in your life. That means academically you have to write down essays in your examinations, and when you go for taking up your competitive exams also, you have to deal with this kind of essay writing. So, it is therefore important for the students to understand what an essay is and learn the technique of writing a well balanced essay. So, that is why it is very important to every student to understand what exactly the well balanced essay is, what are the steps that are required to write a well balanced essay. Sometimes, even well written essays by students fail to meet the expectations of examiners because they seem to lack an awareness of requirements of the genre of the essay that was assigned to them. So many students, they complain often that they didn't get marks which they have expected, because whatever the essay that have been written by you people, it will not meet the expectations of the examiners. So that is why some students they may get poor marks. So that is why it is essential to know how to write a balanced essay. So now let us come to the genre of this essay. That means from where it has come. The word essay comes into English language from Latin through French. So that means the root of this essay, has come from Latin through French. That means essay means, the exact meaning of essay is to examine, or to try, or to test, or to weigh. Okay, so the purpose of essay is to examine, to try, to test, or weigh. So this etymology helps us understand the essential quality of an essay, that an essay is an attempt to test or examine one's ideas about a particular subject. So that means the essay means it is nothing but it is an attempt. It is an attempt to test, or it is an attempt to examine someone's ideas about a particular subject. So this point has to be kept in your mind. So what are the parameters that involves in essay writing? Okay, so in essay writing, these are the parameters which you have to take care. Number one is close reading. So until unless you read closely that particular essay or that particular book, you cannot understand it, and when you are not understanding it, you cannot write a balanced essay. And after close reading, what you have to do, You have to analyze it. So analysis also very important. First one is close reading, second one is analysis. You have to analyze it. And then next, the fourth component is comparison. You have to compare. You have to compare the essay with others' essays also sometimes. And the fourth component is contrast, isn't it? So, close reading, analysis, comparison, contrast, and the fifth component is persuasion. Persuasion means the way you convince. It is called persuasion. And the last step of essay writing is exposition. Right? You have to expose it in a balanced way, balanced manner. Then next, essay should be concise and should have clarity in purpose and direction. So essay should be concise. That means it should be limited. And at the same time, it should have clarity. And then next, clarity of purpose and direction. Then next, there is no room in an essay for the writer's thoughts to wander or stay from their purpose. So there is no room means there is no chance, there is no space in an essay for the writer's thoughts to wander or stay from their purpose. Then there are how many types of essays are supposed to be discussed right now. Right. So how many types of essays are there? Just have a look. There are 4 kinds of essay writing. Essay writings are there. Right. The first one is narrative essay writing. The second one is descriptive essay writing. The third one is discursive essay. This discursive essay is also known as expository, and the fourth one is argumentative essay. As I told you that there are 4 main types of essays. The first one is narrative essay, the second one is descriptive essay, the third one is discursive essay, which is also known as expository, and the last one is argumentative essay. This also known as persuasive essay. Right. Of these, the most common essay genres are the discursive and argumentative essays. So most of us commonly used genres for are discursive essays and argumentative essays. So in this unit we will learn about these 2 types of essays. So these 2 are very important to us. Okay. The first one is discursive essay and the second one is argumentative essay. So in today's session we are going to discuss only discursive essay. Right. So what is the process of writing an essay? What is the process? So the writing process follow like this. Any piece of writing involves 3 stages. So whatever you write, particularly when you are writing essays, so in every piece of writing there will be 3 stages. What are they? They are pre-writing, okay, and after pre-writing, writing, after writing, last one is post-writing. So pre-writing means before you write, and then next while you write, and then next after completion of writing, that is called checking it, that is called post-writing. Right. So follow this pattern to write good and effective essays. You have to follow these 3 stages. First one is pre-writing, second one is writing, and third stage is post-writing. Okay. The pre-writing stage. Now let us come to the pre-writing. What you have to do, in pre-writing stage. This can be further split into various steps. So in this pre-writing stage, you have to go through some steps, right? Step 1, think and brainstorm on the given selected topic. So whatever the topic that has been given to you, think about it. And then next, come to a conclusion like. So whatever the topic that has been given to you has to be think before. And now the second step in pre-writing stage is jot down the ideas that emerge from the thinking or brainstorming. That means when you start thinking, that means you are sharpening your brain. So definitely you will get some kind of ideas. So whatever the ideas that you will get, you have to write down. Okay, this is step 2. And now let us come to the step 3. In step 3, what you have to do is make an outline of the structure and select the ideas. You have to make an outline, how to write, what kind of a structure it should be, right? Like introduction, outline I am talking about. Introduction, body and conclusion, right? And then next you may label the ideas jotted down as table of contents. Okay, now let us come to the introduction. Clearly state the topic to be discussed, often with the topic sentence. State the topic clearly. All right. And then next, body. How a body should be. Clearly state points and exemplify, justify them in 1 or 3 separate paragraphs. So in body, what you have to do, you have to state clearly your points and exemplify them, justify them in separate paragraphs, right? And then next, the last step is summarizing. Summarize or conclude by restating your ideas. So you have to summarize or you have to conclude it by restating your ideas. Then step 4. So you have to follow these steps also, right? In step 4, you have to check. What you have to do in this step 4, all the points you wanted to make have been included. Whatever the points that you have got in your mind have been included or not. You have to check it. There is no point that is not necessary irrelevant. So while writing the essay, you just, when you are checking it thoroughly, try to find out is there any necessary, unnecessary points or irrelevant points, which is not concerned or which is not associated with your topic, right? Then there should not be any kind of repetitive ideas. No repetition of ideas. Okay? Repetition of ideas should be avoided. Then think again, cross check, add, delete if necessary. So once again you have to think, once again you have to cross check, so that you can add wherever there is necessary and you can delete where there is not necessary. So this is also has to be checked. Now, the various stages of writing an essay. The writing stage, this is the first draft. So first draft you have to write down. The following are some useful tips for writing effective essays. So these are some tips, useful tips, to write down an effective essays. Right. What are those tips? Please have a look. Use a style or tone appropriate to the kind of essay being written. So the style should be, the tone should be appropriate to the kind of essay. What is the essay that you are going to write, right? Or being written. Within the bracket, you just have a look. A discursive essay is a presentation of ideas, facts in logical, neutral, and balanced tone. Don't forget that one. In discursive essay, you are presenting ideas, you are presenting facts, and that too in a logical, neutral, and balanced manner. This has to be maintained. And next, use an impersonal and formal style. You should not use informal style. You have to use an impersonal and formal style. And while writing, what you have to do is avoid contractions. That means there is no shortcuts, there is no short forms. And also, there should not be much use of idioms. There should not be much use of colloquial expressions. You are not supposed to use all these things. Avoid them completely. And then next, avoid strong emotional language. So there is no room, there is no space for emotionals. So that means you should not use emotional language also. Example, I love English, I hate exams. So these kind of emotional language or emotional expressions should not be used. And then next, avoid over generalization. So generalization should be avoided. For example, all students lack writing skills. So there is no need to use this kind of a generalization. And then next, cliches should be avoided. Proverbs also should be avoided. Cliches also should be avoided. Right. Then next, use reliable sources of information for reference. It is not like that, whatever the source that you have got from your friend, or whatever the source that you have got from some unreliable source should not be used, because you are writing a discursive essay that too in a well balanced manner. So that is why your source should be reliable, your reference should be reliable. That is why only use reliable sources of information for references. Then next, be neutral and make general statements even if one differs in opinion. There must be different opinions from others. Don't mind, but you have to be neutral and make general statements even if someone differs with your opinion. Don't mind. And then next, use linkers, use connectives, right? Discourse makers to bring out the logic, connect the sentences and paragraphs. So in the next slide, we are going to discuss what are the connectives like that, right? Use, if appropriate, a direct or thought-provoking question. If there is necessary, go for a thought-provoking question, a quotation, or a striking statement to begin the essay, right? Appropriate, thought-provoking question, if it is necessary, if it is appropriate, direct, thought-provoking question, a quotation, or a striking statement to begin the essay, right? Now, the post-writing stage, that is pre-writing stage. Now, this is post-writing stage. After the first draft, do some basic editing check, spelling, grammar, vocabulary, sentence construction, etc. So this is what you have to do very carefully after writing your essay, the first stage. So this is post-writing stage. So what you have to do, whatever the draft that you have written should be checked thoroughly. You have to check it whether the spellings are correct or not, grammar is correct or not, vocabulary is correct or not, the sentence construction is correct or not. So these are all the things which have to be checked very thoroughly. Right, then next, check for topic sentence. Okay, and the third one is check for cohesion and effectiveness through the use of connectors. The connectors which you are using should be coherent. That means, right, it should not lack coherence. Okay, then check again is the outline prepared in stage 1 and the draft of stage 2 to check whether all the points are covered. So whatever the points that you are supposed to encompass, you have to check it whether they are covered or not. And then next, check the length, check the style, check the points that you covered, and add or delete to make it effective, isn't it? So whenever if it is needed, you have to add. Whenever it is not needed, you have to delete the unnecessary points, right? And then write the final draft. Okay, and then next, look at the example that has been given in your textbook, that is the advantages, the English advantage. In step 1 and 2, brainstorming and jotting down ideas. Look at this list. It has been given in the textbook. Please check it in your textbook if you need it. Access to the internet, number 1. Number 2, advantages of proficiency English. Number 3, benefits of technology. Number 4, development of the nation. Number 5, digitalized India. Number 6, employment opportunities. Number 7, English as the language of the internet. Number 8, globalization. Number 9, information explosion. Number 10, IT revolution. Number 11, knowledge and awareness. Number 12, language of empowerment. Number 13, link language. Number 14, mother tongue influence. Number 15, personal and national benefits. Number 16, problems of Indian users of English. Number 17, resources on the internet. Number 18, spread of English. Number 19, technology and corruption. The last one, that is 20, use of technology. Right. And now let us come to the step 3, that is outline. How the outline should be. Prepare an outline by identifying the ideas that go into each part of the essay. You may follow any method that you are comfortable with. Here is one method as an example, which is in textbook also given. Introduction, paragraph 1, idea 1728, main part. Right. So this is some extent. Check whether the topic sentence is clear and concise. It is necessary for students to realize the importance of English and strive to gain proficiency in it. This is step 4, post writing. Check whether connectives firstly, secondly. Now in previous slide I have said what are the connectives. Connectives means here it has been given firstly, secondly, like. And conjunctions. Conjunctions like thus, however, moreover, etc. are used effectively. All these connectives and conjunctions should be used in an effective manner. To appreciate the importance of connectives and conjunctions, try reading the essay by omitting them and note the difference. Try to omit them whenever you are coming across with these connectives and conjunctions. And then next, remember that by the end of the essay, the advantages of gaining proficiency in English should become clear. Okay? Now, let us come to the structure of a discursive essay. What is the structure of discursive essay? The 5-paragraph essay, the 5-paragraph approach is perhaps the most common but not the only method for writing a discursive essay. So, what they consist of? Right? First one, an introductory paragraph. Okay? So, first, there should be an introductory paragraph, and then next, body. In this body, 3 body paragraphs comprising supporting evidence. Comprising supporting evidence. And then next, a conclusion. The structure of discursive essay comprises the following components. Look at here. A clear and concise thesis statement in the first paragraph of the essay. Thesis is a short, direct sentence that summarizes the central idea, the main point, or the claim of the essay. A thesis statement is not merely a statement of the topic. It gives direction to the essay and controls the ideas within the essay. Often it also reflects the opinion or judgment of the writer and also functions to inform the readers what to expect in the body of the paper. It is necessary for students to realize the importance of English and strive to gain proficiency in it. A thesis statement is developed, supported, and explained in the body of the essay by means of examples and evidences. So, you have to use examples as well as evidences. So, body paragraphs that include evidential support. Each paragraph of the essay should discuss only one main idea. So, the same idea that has to be sustained in each paragraph. This will not only give clarity and direction to the essay but also enhance its readability. Okay, it enhances its readability, right? Please note that each paragraph in the body of the essay must be logically connected to the thesis statement in the opening paragraph. Okay, there should be a logical connection. If we lose logical connection, the comprehension will disappear from the essay, and the purpose of essay will no longer be useful to anyone. Since students are required to write discursive essays in situations such as contest or an examination that do not allow referring to sources, they are not expected to cite research findings or statistical data as evidences. So, in writing, while you taking examinations, you are not supposed to go for any kind of statistical data or research findings like. So, however, it would help if students can refer to objective and verifiable sources of information to support their thesis statement. Right. A conclusion that does not simply restate the thesis but readdresses it in the light of the evidence provided. The conclusion of the essay is as important as the beginning because while the opening paragraph motivates the reader to read further, the concluding paragraph is what the reader is most likely to remember after completing the essay. So, when you begin the essay, in the beginning, you have to enhance his interest to read further. And at the same time, in the conclusion also, you have to maintain the same thing so that after reading the essay, the reader should remember after completing his reading. Okay. Therefore, the conclusion should be strong and logical. That is why your conclusion should be strong and it should be logical. No new information should be introduced in the conclusion. So, in the conclusion, you cannot insist or you cannot, infuse any kind of new informations. Synthesize the information presented in the body of the essay and arrive at a conclusion on the topic. Okay. The writing, while writing the discursive essay according to the preceding structure, keep in mind the importance of logical transitions between the introduction, body, and conclusion. Okay? Without logical transitions, the essay will appear like a list of ideas instead of being a coherent composition. So, this is what our today's session, perhaps big one, if I am not mistaken. In other session, we'll go for argumentative essay. Thank you very much.